This is Live and Talk Harbor Club. This is a Tuesday session, and we are really privileged to have you all in this session as we are preparing ourselves to start the session. And I speaking, I'm Obedi Injiro, the president of Live and Talk Harbor Club. So what we're going to have today, we are going to have a session which is panel discussion. This is a session where we actually learn from people who are giving their experiences or what they think about the topic that have been brought on the table. And I hope you, as you're going to engage, or you have to listen attentively, as there will be a time for asking questions, actually seeing whether we are understanding or we have followed up all the session. So that's how the session is going to be. It's all about panel discussion, and the topic is very interesting. I'm not going to mention it right now, but stay curious. It's very interesting, and everyone will find him or herself different concerns about the topic. So that's really how the topic and how that's the session which we're going to have. And you normally know that on Thursday we used to have couple session as usual. We have 3 parts, which I have already mentioned in the previous session, so I'm not going to take much time telling you about them, but you just come next Thursday, we'll find what we really used to have in Thursday session. So I invite you to Thursday session also. In this time now, I can see we are here physically, but we really have other people who are joining us online, as you can see. So it means they are hearing whatever we are doing here, and they are going to be following up the whole session as we go through it. I am privileged to see the people from PSS. You are most welcome. With the ready behind, you are welcome. This is your place. Please feel free to come whenever you have time. Join us Tuesday and Thursday. People who are coming from CAT, not easy. Yeah, you are welcome. Come and then we relax together and have this grateful session together. So we have panelists already here. We have people who are going to guide everything. So I think it is a right moment for us to start. I would like to have all panelists here in the front as they are going to initiate. Make sure that this computer doesn't block us from. I would like to give a warm welcome to Isaac G, the one who is going to be taking us through this whole session. A round of applause to him. Also, I hand the stage to this man.
Hello.
Hi.
It's nice to be here.
Wonderful to be here.
It is wonderful to be here.
Nice to be here.
Let me have a seat because we're going to be having like a panel discussion. By the name of Isaac Kigali, and I am a student in Year 2 Mechatronics Technology Department in Steel. As you know, Sharma is laughing. So, but actually I'm very happy, and I would like to extend my privilege and likeness to every person here who showed up to be here on time. As you know, I'm speaking as the moderator of today's session, and I'm also the vice president of Live and Talk English Java Club, and it is an honor to have the new members in the club. What I mean is the students from TSS, especially the reading behind, and even Mr. Elam who come lately. Your presence is somehow challenging, but actually thank you for showing up today. So we are going to have a panel discussion, and I think you have seen flowers either from the WhatsApp status elsewhere, and we forgot to put them there on the gate and in other corners of the house so that everybody is going to come closer with it. So I know you are curious to know what is going on. The topic of today is relationships and mental health. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
The topic of today is relationships and mental health. And then the two sides of the same coin, or one side can develop another side, or they are helping each other. Or is relationship necessary? Is mental health necessary? Does the relationship can destroy mental health, or mental health can destroy relationships? So a lot of questions you have, I assure you today, are going to be answered by, let me call that, they are experienced people in the house, either in relationship, even though some of them they may not know anything about that. What I want me, ladies and gentlemen, without taking much of your time, allow me to approach to one of our panelists, and she is none other than Milanda Kigali. Again, a round of applause to Mr. Chishahayo Songa Ashib on the stage. A round of applause for me.
For you.
And here I have an excuse from Mrs. Foster. She had made some inquiries trying to meet with a doctor. She's going to be here even though late, but she's going to make it. So, but we have to start. So, and also I welcome people who are following us online. I think if they have made it, we may be having a lot of people online. Either some of them they have passed here in the crowd, others are outside in different corners of the what they have seen the topic and they say that is our topic, you have to follow it. So the panelists, I hope that they are not going to disappoint us.
We won't.
So we have the topic, relationships and mental health. What we want to talk about is first of all, you may get to this point or this topic and ask yourself a lot of questions. But the first question you may be asking yourself, first of all, is what is a relationship and what is a mental health? Are you getting me? What is a relationship and what is a mental health? Here, I am going to use the book which is called Love Affairs. It is from the United States of America. It is by the community of people who have been getting the experience of in love, and they gather the ideas and then they try to make the definition of relationship. But when we say relationship, please don't think about the relationship as the relationship between myself and my mom or myself and my dad. That is not what we say. Yeah, the relationship here we want to mean is about romantic relationships. Hello? Yeah, relationship which is romantic. They said a romantic relationship, often referred to simply as a relationship, is a close and emotionally intimate bond between two individuals who have a romantic attraction to each other. It is a bond. People who did the chemistry, yeah, of course. It is a bond and an attraction between two people. It is not an ionic bond, it may be coherent. These relationships can take various forms, but they typically involve love, affection, a sense of partnership. That is the definition of relationship. Repeat after me. It is a close and emotionally intimate bond between two individuals who have a romantic attraction to each other. These relationships can take various forms, but they typically involve love, affection, and sense of partnership. And then, you may be asking even yourself, what is a mental health? By the definition provided by World Health Organization, they said mental health refers to a person's emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It encompasses an individual's emotional and cognitive state, the ability to manage stress and cope with life's challenges, and the quality of their relationship and social interaction Good mental health is vital for one's overall well-being and affects how they think, feel, and act. I don't want to talk too much. The time is not for myself because that is actually how you have here the experienced people in the relationship. So I think you have get a big package about what is relationship and what is mental health. So I have a lot of questions to ask, and I know you also have a lot of questions to ask the panelists except me. So, yeah, I'm not included. You know, it is like you are the driver and we are the passengers. So, the policeman, they don't need to ask for driving license to the passengers, but for the driver. So, Milandra, how are you?
I'm fine.
I'm going to start for you. About the after definitions you have had, for you, what is a relationship?
For me, a relationship is like a connection between two or more people who that lead to a certain kind of behavior or feeling or conversation towards one another. It means like that kind of connection drives everything that will happen among those people or between those people. That's how I feel like.
Maybe I needed to add what is a romantic relationship.
You say that.
Yeah.
If you say a romantic, it means that there is something that will be added, something emotional. It means that whatever we're going to do for you or you'll be going to do for me, it will be including kind of emotions. And also it has to be voluntary. It means I won't be forcing you to do what I'm asking you to do, or you won't be forced to do anything that you will feel like you have to do for me. It's like your heart will be telling you that you do this for her or for him, but you are not forced to do it, and also you are not like waiting for any other outcomes to come back to you. It's a free thing that you are doing for your colleague or your partner, not a colleague.
Okay.
Yeah, thank
you so much, Mr. Ashik. I don't want to ask you about relationship. I just want you to deeper dive about the mental health. What do you understand about the term mental health?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm happy that you've invited me to be here. Talking about mental health, I want us to first understand what is health. When we talk about health, what do we mean? And in simple words, we can say health is the condition or state of being of a person, whether it's physical, emotional, psychological, or even mental. So when we say mental, it's about the state of being of a person, but mental, which means we are talking about how someone is feeling, because we feel mentally, and what we feel affects how we act. So we are talking about how we feel, what we think, and how we act. So that's how I can explain mental health. It's about the state of being of your mind. What do you think, what do you feel, and what does it make you do? So that's how I can explain.
Okay, thank you so much. You have tried to make it clear, I mean you, Milandra, and even Mr. Ashik, about relationship, and even for, when I say relationship, ladies and gentlemen, don't take it as how am I connected with Mr. Elam or Mr. Obed. No, let us understand that relationships which is romantic, and except I can quote is in a catastrophic, finding a man falling in love with another man, it is in a catastrophic thing which is not actually in human nature, let me say it. I think you know that, so don't think about that, but think about, do you have a boyfriend, ladies in the house? Okay, no. And boys, do you have a girlfriend in the house? Of course. So, yeah. I think that should be the case of yourself, that is an individual. But what you want to do, just drive your mind toward that person. Sometimes people they say that I can't sleep without hearing your voice, without your message, life is not complete. You know, those people are those one we want. So, Milandra, what is a boyfriend for you?
In a general term,
I ask it for you. What is a boyfriend?
I think I will first say in a general term and then say into the romantic term, because there is a difference. When you are saying a boyfriend or a girlfriend in general term, it means someone who is of different sex. If it is a boy, it's a friend who is a boy. Yeah. But if it's a girl, it's like it's a girl who is your friend. But in a romantic relationship, that is a general term in a friendship or in a relationship. But when you come into a romantic relationship, that term changes into something else. You may hear someone tells, "This is my boyfriend," when he's a girl, when he's a boy. And that at that time you feel confused, and there is another person who will say, "This is my boyfriend," and another time there is people with different sex or different sexual features. This is my boyfriend who is with a different sex, and you feel like it's okay. Nowadays, when you come to a romantic relationship, when somebody says, "This is my girlfriend," it means that that is a romantic partner of mine. It means that he is the person or she is the person who I may express my love towards him, my affection, even my emotions towards him. And also nowadays we are having cases of sexuals. You see, you can't like pass over it and then move on with it. So if somebody says that this is my girlfriend, it means that, you see, he also feels affectionate towards that man or girl of the same sex. It means that all the feelings that he may be having for a different sex, a different person with a different sex or sexual features or sexual personality, we will be feeling all of them towards her. So that's what I can say about the boyfriends and girlfriend.
Okay, that's fine, Mr. Shi. I just want to ask you, I don't talk about boyfriends and girlfriends. Every person has his own perspective. But the question is, how do romantic relationships impact an individual's mental health?
Thank you very much. But to talk about that, I want to talk about relationship first, because you defined it, but I want to explain it in terms of IT.
In IT, we are going to use JavaScript, we are going to use HTML.
When you talk about relationships in the database, we are talking about two entities that have something in common. So when two people are in a relationship, it means they have something in common. They are sharing something. So when we talk about romantic relationship, it means they are sharing something romantic, which is something deep, and something goes deep into the person. So the way it affects the mental health, I will share with you a short story. Last night I was with a friend. He smokes. He smokes always. He always has a cigarette. And I was asking him why. And he told me that he is a businessman. And I was asking him many questions, how did he start a business and how he did all that. And he told me that in 2014, his girlfriend died. And since then, he had been smoking. And he told me that if he didn't smoke, he would have committed suicide. That's one example of how the relationship, which is too deep, can affect someone's life. But let me back to the question, how can it affect? There are so many ways. First one is you change your perspective. Mostly when you depend on the other person. When you are sharing something, some people become too dependent on another person. And you think just because you have that person will complete you. And when that happens, you think that the other person is a part of you, and when they are not around, you feel something is missing, and you can't do anything because that person is around. And that's one of the effects, because if that person leaves you, it will leave a hole in you, and you're going to deal with that for a very long time. That's one way it affects, and it affects in many ways. Another way, they say that some people, when they are in a romantic relationship, they include the things of making love. Understand what I mean? Yeah, so they include it. And when that happens, they say you are giving away your soul. When you do sexual intercourse with someone, they say you are sharing the soul. And what if the person you have shared soul with break up with you? And you go into the relationship with another person and you do the same. What is going to happen in the end? There is actually something that is going to be being taken from you every time you go into a relationship or when you were in a relationship with another person. Another thing is that they say you never forget the first love. So imagine the person you have been in love with and you broke up. Then there comes a time when you go into a marriage and now you have a husband or a wife, and that person comes back. He or she is your ex and you broke up, but there was actually nothing that broke you up. It was maybe some reason that is not very difficult. When that person comes, it's going to affect you again. You're going to feel attracted to them. Maybe you're going to get back together. You end up cheating to your partner. That is current. That might happen even if you have another girlfriend. You know what some people say, before they go into marriage. So, all those things affect you in another. I have talked about the intimate things, but I think that's why when someone goes into a relationship, they should be careful about what they do and the part that they give to another person. If you're going to give them your whole life and they're not your wife or husband, you're going to regret it when you break up. I was listening to Radio Rwanda a few minutes ago in Amahumbezi. They're talking about they have the part of the show which is called Yaratwandisi, and someone sends a letter telling them their problem. The lady was asking, she was in love with a guy, and the guy was building a house. And then the guy said, I don't have enough money to build this house. Since we will be together, we will have marriage. Can you give me some money so that I can finish this house? And then the lady was a farmer. She sold her pigs and some of the farm that she owned and helped him finish the house. Once the house was finished, the boy said, see, we have spent all the money on the house. I'm going to Kigali to find another money for the marriage. So the boy left to the city and the girl was left behind. They didn't have any contract. And the house was left in the hands of the boy's family. And the lady, when she calls the boy's phone number, it doesn't go through. And his friend told her that he has changed the number and he didn't even call her. That's another thing that can affect you when you are in an intimate relationship with someone. It makes you believe them so much, and you might even give them something that will cause you trauma in your life or make your life miserable when we're going to have a good future. So I think when we go into relationships, we should be careful. I have talked about negative things, but there are also positive things for mental health, because there are sometimes when you feel like something, you need someone to talk to, you need someone around you, and when you have someone like that who is intimate, someone you can tell your all things, it makes it easy for you and helps you go through hard times easily. So I can say there is bad and good things. I have focused on bad things, but there are also good things.
Hello. So, first of all, I would like to request the synopsis of Stash. For sure, he answered approximately my question from first question to fifth. Even though you answered my questions a lot, but for sure you said a lot of things. But what I want to talk about, I wish Foster to be here, but she's not yet here. But I know that she's on the way, because even Miranda knows we have been debating.
Even she talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, he talked about a little bit, but let us keep it for Mrs. Foster. She's on the way. So what I want to say about, to make it clear, it is Mr. Ashil said, going deep in love. Sometimes, that is confusing me. It is about first love. People in first love, you know what? It means that there will be a time when your first love will be back. All of you. So, anyway, Mr. Ashil said about the first love that people, they don't forget their first love. So, it means that in order to avoid to fall in that corner or in that trouble, you have to intercept or to prohibit yourself from first love. And if you can, so it means that is something we cannot stop to happen. That is in nature. So let me back to the question I want to ask Mrs. Miranda, and then I will be giving the time to the audience, 2 questions from the audience, and then we're gonna back to the panel. The question I'm going to ask Mrs. Miranda, it says, what are some common signs and symptoms of mental health issues with a romantic relationship? What are some common signs and symptoms of mental health issues within a romantic relationship?
Thank you. That question is really good. When we come to the things of relationship and the signs of the things that are not going well into the romantic relationships, so you have to know some common like signs or common things that will show you that this relationship is like slowing down or is like stumbling somewhere. It's like it's going nowhere at that time. So this one of these signs is like if someone was used to have an open communication to you, like was clear to you, telling you about his feelings or her feelings, you come to realize that at certain time the communication has slow, it's like has started to be cut off, or there are some things that he's no longer telling you, or he's started to be like how can I tell, kwishisha, to be secretive in in things that might mean a lot or more to you when you are discussing. At that time, you get to realize that there is something that is not going well. In a romantic relationship, we used to have like that love and affection towards one another. At one point, you come to realize that my partner is no longer like calling me in the mornings, is no longer asking
messages of
yes, those messages that are like kept somewhere that you don't know. He's no longer asking you some like personal questions towards you, because some people they don't ask like your common friends. There are some questions that they don't dare to ask you about. But if you see that your partner is like starting to be preservative towards some questions that to be asking you, the affection that he was giving you, it started to slow down. You come to realize that there is something that is not going well. Another thing is like the intimacy in terms of emotion or in terms of physical. For example, if you meet your boyfriend, you used to hug, you used to kiss more, you used to talk more. You see, you used like to be like, how can I say? You don't have to keep secrets towards him.
You surrender all to him.
Yes. But when you meet again, you feel like you don't want to hug him. It's like something is keeping you from hugging. At that time, you feel like there was something that inside me that is not going on towards him. You see, there is also another time that you feel like he's no longer attractive towards you. It happens. But most of the time, it happens when people are no longer, when the relationship is about to die, to be turned off. It's like you used to see my brown skin, very attractive. Nobody looks beautiful like me, but now you look at me. That skin is like she put something to be lighter than. You see, it's like something is like telling you that there is something that is not going well. It's like what the thing that used to attract you towards him, either how he or she treated you or how he or she looks, it's like they are no longer there. So that's the time that you have to know that this time there is something that is not good. So I won't talk much, but those are most of the common signs that can tell you that a relationship is like it's not going smooth as it used to be, and you have to like take actions as quick as possible, like to save it. Otherwise, it's over.
Okay, thank you so much. You answered also the simple question, but actually my question is that still somehow not yet answered. Yeah, because the question was about the common signs and symptoms of mental health issues within a romantic relationship. So it is like, yeah, you can add something and then we give them to the audience.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to talk about one of those signs that can maybe show you that someone, I wanted to say it, but I did not get the question better before. One of the things that start killing relationships, and it's a sign of mental health problems, might be when one of the partners is not is not self-confident or does not have confidence in another one. Like there are some people, when you are in a relationship, they are independent. Whatever you say, they say yes. and wherever you go, they go. They don't want to disappoint you, and that doesn't show that they respect you always. Sometimes it shows that they are too afraid of something. Maybe they don't trust that you will stay together for a long time. So I think when that happens, it should show that that person has, is it a mental problem, feeling low confidence. Yeah, I can say that it's a problem in the way they think about you or the way they think about their relationship. It happens a lot when we don't want to lose someone. We try to do everything they ask and don't want to disappoint them. I think that's one of the things that can show the person has problems in a relationship.
Thank you so much. But when you say that someone, there is people who called naysayers. Do you know them?
What?
People who they call naysayers.
Yes.
Naysayers are those type, let me call type of kind of people who always say no, always. And then we are going to edit to make them yes sayers. Those people, Mr. Ashil said, people who don't want to disappoint you, like maybe I'm in love with Miss Milanda, and I said, Milanda, please come home. She said yes. After coming home, let us sleep. She said yes. We are going to work and then we are going to go to Nyamirambo. She said yes. You know, she don't want to say no. So that comes the question. A part of being a mental health issue, it may be also, or it might be also like such question of, you know, sometimes many people, they say love is blind, even though I don't agree for that point, because when you say that love is blind, you may be seeing like the Muzehe Supu Supu in relationship with Miss Naomi, you know, but love is not blind. So sometimes even other conscience. So what I want to say is that you are going in love, but there is something you want to, I may call it, you are expecting something from someone, so that you don't want to say no. So is that an issue of mental health, or it is like a trick someone is using to capture your own attention and even property? So, audience, how are you? Romeo, you are welcome in the house. Okay, so let us talk about. I'm trying to formulate that question. People who go in love because they have something they're expecting to someone, is it mental health issue or it is another thing?
You say something before the
Okay.
Yeah. I want to say that when you go into a relationship with someone, of course you have expectations, and otherwise you wouldn't go there. You have something you expect from them, but what you expect from them.
But I think you are not going there because you expect sometimes if love is like a feeling, and you don't know when the feeling comes.
You know, there is a man who said, a man said, I love a fish, and yet he eats a fish. He doesn't love a fish. He loves himself, and he finds himself a good fish. So we people, we love ourselves more. So when we go into a relationship, we expect other people to compliment us, or even expect them to be them with us, to be themselves with us. So what I was meaning when I said that some people are always saying yes, I meant that they have some problems. They don't want to lose others. If it's you don't want to lose them. And mental health problems appear in different ways, including low self-confidence.
Yeah, low self-confidence. Okay. Audience, 2 points from audience to people. It may be a question or just a comment for what you have. had before, and then we come back to the panelists. What is the question? Yes, President. Yes, you are yeah. Flow on each other and straight there.
Hello everyone again. And hi. That is also kind of relationship between the two words. Okay, it's like when we say that people they are in emotional relationship. Okay, they have that relationship which is emotional. We say that they are fighting for each other, and this makes me like say these people are fighting, they will break. Yeah, it's like if we say now they are fighting, okay, Sipai will break. But really, I have this question. We know that in relationship, there are when people experience ups and downs. That okay, so you have to maybe today it might be good, and tomorrow then it get kind of worse, and then you get to up, and then it becomes good and worse somehow like that. Okay, it is like a journey of up and down. So my question is this: like, if we know that we experience ups and downs, like how could someone tell whether this is a time to decide where there will be another chance for just getting up, or whether it is over?
Okay.
Miranda.
That question goes to Mrs. Miranda.
So what I will say about that question, it means that in a relationship, if you don't have ups and downs, that's not a real relationship. That's a sign of a fake relationship. If a girl or a boy doesn't love you, he will do anything to please you. He will even hide any defect that you might discover. But if like you love one another and you want to reach somewhere, you will have like a conflict between you. But what will be different to the extent that we have to decide whether it's over or you resolve it. It's like you've had a misunderstanding, but it's not affecting anyone's life. It's a normal conflict, and when you sit together as a couple or as partners, you resolve it and then move on. But because like in a relationship, everyone has to have a boundary. If you have told your partner that this is my boundary, if you do this thing, it's like I hear this thing like to death. If you do it, it will be like you want to kill me. And that person does it once, does it twice, thrice, and she seems not to care. Most of the time, that is a time that you come like to decide that this is not like anything that I have to deal with it anymore. But when in a relationship, like you have those ups and downs, it's normal, and it's even a good sign of a good relationship. And for girls and boys, if like, for example, one of you cheats, you see, it's a mistake. Most of the time people say that I have to give up, like it's over, I have to finish or to end the relationship. But most of the time you didn't consider the circumstances or the cause of that thing, the cause of the thing that made her to do it. If you are a quick person to end the relationship, you end it without knowing that maybe you were the problem. You see, first of all, you have to realize the cause of that problem. If you come to discover the cause of that problem, you will know if that problem won't affect anything further, or it's a sign that he or she is no longer wanting you. That's when you decide that the relationship had to stop or has to. Oh, that's my comments.
Okay, thank you so much. Mr. Tom?
Yeah, the question I have is, what do you think about people fast? Fast.
Okay. That question is big to Mr. Shi.
Yeah, is it here? It's a true relationship.
Giving the pass.
Yeah, another thing, what about this relationship on social media? You meet someone on Instagram, you have really good photos, and you go inbox and start chatting, yeah, call each other. Is the relationship as it helps?
I think that there is no definite answer that you can say. This is not the real relationship, and this is the real relationship. The love on social media and the path. I think sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and that's how life works. Sometimes you might get. I think the path we are talking about is when your friends or your friend connect you to someone and you end up being in a romantic relationship, as we're talking about. So it works sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't. But I think because your friend wants good for you, and sometimes they know you, most of the times they know you better, so they know someone that will be a good fit, and they connect you to that someone, and you do your part, and when you do it well, your relationship goes well. When you don't, I think it's as normal relationships, because when you get connected and you start being in a relationship, well, what I say is just my opinions. I don't have experience in that, but but I think when after connecting you, it's just like any other relationship, and you have to do your part. Because I used to say that relationship is like flowers, and when you don't water flowers, they
run down.
So when relationship has started, you have to do your part in relationship, and when it doesn't work, you end it like any other relationship. But sometimes some friends are not good friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This one thing, I have friends, this, and this, and that makes him excited. Okay, when he hits her, see this, he goes on. Okay, don't know how to say. Yeah, it goes because of the information we gave you. Yeah, it's not because he's feeling it, it's because the study that makes him excited.
I think that will not be different from when you meet a lady on the street and you love her because of how she looks. That will not be different, because you are just using the physical appearance of what you've been told. And that's the same as love on social media. It's sometimes very deceptive, but it works sometimes, because there are some people who have been married. It hasn't been very long since social media came around, but there are some people who were married from when they met on social media. There are also people who met on social media, they met in real life and it didn't work out. I have some friends who he has been talking to someone on social media, and then one day they planned to meet. And when he went where they were supposed to meet, and he saw her. He took the bike back and he said, "I have an urgent meeting." I can say sometimes it's very deceptive. People don't want to be themselves on social media. They show what they want to see. And when you fall for that and you meet the real person, that thing is not going to work out. But when people are real them, when they are their real self, they are real themselves. I don't. When they are real to you, I think there is a chance that things will work out. as you know, when guys are trying to flirt with women, they try to say, I have this, I'll give you this, where he doesn't even have anything in his hand. So I can say that relationship doesn't last long. When the lady finds out, if it's a lady who is very patient, it might work out, but most of the times when you like someone, when it's not real, it doesn't work out. So I can say it's almost the same. The thing which is different is just the channel in which things come, but it's the same relationship.
Okay, so that question was, we will have another time to back to the audience, but actually this time allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to give a warm welcome to Mrs. Foster on the stage. So, even though you come late, we tried to make it. So, we was talking about, let me call the critical point here, because I know, guys, you are blessed to have her in the house, for sure. She holds a big package for us in Kenya. So, no, she's not a relationship certified with, so she had no, can I call technical courses about it, but I know that she has a lot. So, they were talking about people who give one each other plus, like others they met on social media, they make it, others they don't, and I come up with a question and I'm going to start for you asking the question. So, Mr. Ashir said that it's like definitely passing in the street and then it's already, you call a boy, but let me try to use already so that you may not have a misunderstanding. Think that I'm such kind of boy. So, for example, I meet already, like I meet Milangala, I meet our sister, another already elsewhere, and then it was the way I saw her, the physical appearance, and I said, that might be the one. So, it means that meeting already in the street and loving her direct, it's like kinda difficult. So I want to ask you, if you meet with a man for the first time, it is for you, it is the first time to see him, and for him, it is for the first time to see you, and he said he definitely loved you. Give your point of view.
I would like to say that in love, the role is not that the first time you meet a person, but the process. What matters is the process, it's not the first time. Because sometimes you have a good story with someone, but it's not the so much. And sometimes you meet a person on Instagram and you're like, wow, it's just a simple crush, but after I get married. So I like the process when you get back and you see how the process was, come up like, yeah, it was the one. So I cannot say that the love depends on the way the story you have with the person or how you met a person. But a soulmate or a friend comes in different ways. So you don't have to judge the way you meet a person, but how after meeting you proceed your friendship.
So, touched on my point. A soulmate. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have a soulmate? I don't do. Actually, no one. Saying that someone is single, I was looking on WhatsApp group today. It was a fire. Mr. Braille said, yeah, everyone comes with. He said, I am single, me, and I replied, I'm being confused about what I said. I asked him, was he thinking that I was double? And then he said, oh no, he was not double, but actually he was single, I know. But being in a relationship and being single, I think it is totally different. You may be in a relationship while you are single. Because if you are not getting the food in the restaurant, while you are in the restaurant, the hunger is scared with it. So, anyway, so, Foster, try to explain for us what is a soulmate. So that every person here, please pay attention, you're going to understand a soulmate.
This guy is trying to say. What I have to say about a soulmate, when you meet your soulmate, and true feeling is not this bombastic thing. It's not just come like naturally. You feel it naturally, and like when you sit alone, you think of, reality me. I have the time that I call reality me. It's the time I tell myself truth. That's my, anywhere I'm alone, with the time I have prepared, I sit on myself, I say, bro, you're ugly, you're mad, you are this, but you're cute. That the time you tell yourself truth, that the time you discover this person is real, my soulmate or not. You feel it. Let me tell you, you can be, as you said, you can be in a relationship, in a restaurant, but as long as it's not feeding you, you feel like maybe you are in this. So I'd like to say, sometimes you say I'm in a relationship, but you are not. You get my point? Because you can say, I have a girlfriend, but really don't have. So the thing to ask ourselves first is to say, am I in a relationship? Look all the criteria of relationship. Do I have at least 70% of it? Because when you have a soulmate, you feel like it's a part of you, like your leg, and when he's not around, like your leg is not there. Yeah, if that's people who are in a relationship or have their soulmates here.
I think due to the percentage you mentioned,
People
are going to not raise their hands.
If she didn't talk to you, there is this thing of pride. Like, if he didn't text me, I'm not going to text him. You text 100 text after text. Like, if I used to see the memes and they say, if you say good night and in the morning, you can say good morning when she didn't say good night. So, rather, you say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night again, because you feel like that person is in you. But what I can add is differentiate a soulmate and this feeling of teenagers, or the generation we are in. I think it's the same. We are all in generation of having feelings to the opposite gender. So differentiate it, because soulmate gives you peace. Please mark this thing. Soulmate gives you peace. You don't feel stressed for relationship when you meet the soulmate. You feel really peacefully. The relationship you are in is so peacefully and it's healthy.
Anyway, guys, I was looking to the way Romeo was looking to Foster. But I want to go direct to Mr. Ashir. He told us about the way people sharing the soul. Do you remember it?
Yes.
So in a relationship,
We do.
when people are young, so Mr. Ashir said that, I noted it somewhere. He said that when people are in love and they are deep diving in love, there is a time they share the, let me call it, they try to share their soul, and when that is that maybe that is the technical term, but the general term is that people, when they are doing sex, they say that they are sharing their soul. So it means that if that's what you said. Am I right? So, and Mrs. Foster, she comes telling us about the soulmate. So it means that when you have a soulmate, you always I think you are getting my question. So regarding to the points you mentioned and to what Mrs. Foster said, it means that as long as you have a soulmate and you have seen that by the time people are doing those sexual things, they are sharing the soul, and you have a soulmate, it means that that time your soulmate, you are allowed to share everything for him or her.
Okay. First, I want us to differentiate a real soul and soulmate. Because I was looking on and I found that soulmate is ideally the person who is fit to be your best friend or your romantic partner. So the soulmate doesn't always have to be the romantic partner. Sometimes I see it on ladies' statuses. They post another lady and they say my soulmate. So I think it doesn't have to be your real partner. I mean your romantic partner. Sometimes I can say that the soulmate is someone, when you are with them, you feel comfortable and you feel as the real you. As Foster said, it's someone that you are together and you don't feel like there is a need to be someone else. You are with them and they bring out the best in you. You are with them and you feel like if you have any question, you feel like if you have a problem, your problems are somehow relieved and you can be happy maybe in the moment you are together. So I think that person, whoever it is, I can say has the symptoms of the soulmate. And what I was saying, I heard it from a psychologist. She was talking to us and she said, she is also a pastor. She said, when people make love, some parts of their souls are bound together. So, and that she is a Christian, a pastor, and a psychologist. I think she knows better. That's what she said. And that's what I said before. But I think we should differentiate that real soul from this third word, which is the soulmate. Also, soulmate is a word like we say in Kinyarwanda. We say, let's say falling for someone. In Kinyarwanda we say someone does the person die? It's just the linguistic relativity that we use to explain things in a way that will make sense to us. But it doesn't have to be actually that word.
Okay, so Milanda.
Yes.
For you,
Yeah.
Mr. Ashik said that, and let us make it like we have two types of soulmates. Either he or she may be a romantic soulmate or like a friend in general. That's that deep best friend. So, does a romantic soulmate exist?
Romantic soulmates.
Yes.
They do exist.
Can you like be a romantic soulmate of someone?
I don't think, according to my understanding or my belief, I can't. It's like I can't be a soulmate.
Why?
The reason is, it will be according to how I define the term soulmate. When I was, we had like.
Tell us that story when you was.
I was going to, like to put into two lines so that you understand. We were having like it was a psychology session that we were discussing about relationships related to psychology of things. And when we were discussing about it, the psychologists say that when you declare yourself as a soulmate to somebody, it's like he is you and you are him in terms of mental thinking. It's like in terms of your thoughts, in terms of the decisions that you're going to make about your life, in terms of your spiritual living. It's like if they see me, they see you. You see, it became a challenge because normally we thought that if someone is a soulmate, is my best friend. But that thing went beyond being a best friend. It's like part of me. And when we come to reach somewhere telling us that when you are in a romantic relationship and you let one person behave like a soulmate to another, when you come to the situation that there are something that you don't agree with one another, and then you break up, one person between you will become a victim. Do you know why? Because he became dependent. What Ashil was saying. There was a term he said. It was how was it? It's even a disorder. You related even. You related it to yeah. It's a personality disorder. He said that when you become a soulmate, one person becomes dependent, or even you both, you become dependents, and then that dependency leads to mental disorder. It's called is it personality disorder? I don't remember how she said it, but it's a mental disorder, a mental disorder related to your personality, or according to your personality, how you behave, how you consider yourself, how you put yourself out, how you identify yourself. So he said that it becomes a disorder, saying that you become dependent. Is it dependent personality disorder? Yeah, it's dependency. No. Dependent personality disorder. That's the disorder that comes to the concept of telling yourself or admitting yourself you are soulmate to somebody. And when you separate, you feel like your life is over. You see? That was a challenge for me to feel like if I declare myself to be a soulmate, it means that I declare I give myself to you. Whatever will be, I will be deciding. I have to include you. You see, whatever I will be going like to do, I have to think of you. Whatever, it's like at certain point I'll be like forgetting most part of myself. I won't like have self-establishment and self, like, how can I say it? I want like have like, yeah. Yeah, it's like my personal, I don't know. Yeah, it's like I won't have my personal will, like to decide what's about my life, how I guide myself, how I decide what to be going on in my life. It's like I'll be like depending on me. But if I decide like to be your best friend, whatever you'll be asking me, I will do it unconditionally, but without giving myself to you. Because at certain point, when we break up, I will be finished. So recovery also will take time. That's my point of view, by the way. That's consider it.
Okay.
That's
so. That is your point of view, and
yes.
I really appreciate you. 1 point, 1 minute.
Okay. When we talk about soulmates, there are some Asian mythologies that believes in reincarnation. They believe that when someone is your soulmate, when you get reincarnated, that same person will also be will be together again.
So can you try to explain that reincarnation?
Yeah.
What does it mean that term?
Yeah, they believe that when a person dies, they will have another life after dying. And in that life, they will also be the same person. in that person they believe it's your soulmate because your souls always have some kind of connection that connects you together. I think that's where the soulmate things came from. And it's now used when people have kind of natural connection between them. So
Okay.
that's what I wanted
So-
to
The time is not on my side, but I know that we have a lot. So, back to the audience. Here I have a question, and I want an individual to give his or her own perspective by using 1 minute, maybe two, like 1 minute or 30 seconds. So, and then we come up with the closing. So, you know that nowadays people are falling in love either conditionally or unconditionally. But I think nobody fall in love unconditionally. There is some facts that they depend on.
Yeah.
So, but before, I remember the question I was thinking about asking, and it is going to be for boys. Guys, the question I want to ask you, most of the time, people they use it to say that there is no girl who tells a boy that I love you. So if a girl come and tells you that she loves you, but it is prohibited in Rwandan culture. It means that you cannot accept a proposal from a lady. So what do you think about that thing? Isn't it even a let me remind you the session we had last days ago about mindset. We have seen two types of mindset: fixed mindset and a growth mindset. So people who are fixed mindset, they always take things in the way it is, or in the way it is. So you know, if they say that don't I was going to use a strict example, don't drink and drive. But by trying that, you may violate the rules. But after what I want to say is that if they say that, or if you have seen that, maybe Poster writes to wear, or she said you have to wear a black shoes. You said you accept, and you don't need to know the reason why. You don't have to deep dive about the reason why she said that. So if you were born in the country where like in Rwanda they say that, you know, the culture of Rwanda, and they used to say that there is no ladies who train the military stuff. So we keep that culture without changing it. That should be a fixed mindset. Yeah. But what happened like in our military and our security sector, they allowed ladies to join. It means that is the growth mindset. We see and we deep dive in a situation and we look about the reason why they have it and we measure this thing. So, Sha, what if a lady comes and you and she said that I really love you? She is proposing you. Your denial or like accepting depend to the culture or depend to your partner. Mother. Guys, what do you think about that thing? And I'm going to get 3 boys, actually. Yes, one is Sham, another is Romeo, and and another is from PDS. Oh yeah, 1 minute, 1 minute.
That's the question. I will first think about it. If it's good for me, okay, when she comes out,
Good.
Actually, he said, even though you said you can't say no, but he said you can.
Yeah. Because I'm studying, I have to make stuff.
It means that even now you are single, that we don't want to back on that. So let us come to Mr. Romeo. Yes, Romeo, how are you? What do you think about that point? At that point, maybe Foster, she comes and she said, I love you, she's proposing.
I will just with you. If she's okay with me, good.
But you cannot depend on that sense of character so that there is no already actual.
Yes. You want things that have to be there and created for me as an
Okay. Pedant, how are you?
Fine.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, if she comes and tells me that she loves me, then what? Just for example, what happens when a guy tells a girl that he loves her? The girl has to evaluate and see if they can match. I also can do that.
You can evaluate that.
Wow.
So, okay, all the points they say about rating itself. I see. Let us get the idea from Mr. Elam. Suppose that Milan comes and says that Elam, I love you. Okay, let us make it to the general. Don't think it's Milan. So, let us make it to maybe this man is sick also. Yes. Okay. I want to start a session and say that I'm excluded for answering, but I'm going to give you a point with you, and then I'm going to make it short. I always use it, even Mr. Asher, I think I taught you about people who use their mind, their brain, and they leave their heart. And others, they use their heart, they leave their brain. So that is like two sides of the same coin. Whatever you're going to do, go with your heart simultaneously with your brain. Why? If you come and say that you love me with your head, not with your heart, it means that we'll deal with the business, but it's not normal. So if it's a fight, it's a box. If there's nothing about that. But actually, I think heart is designed for pumping blood. A question?
Yeah, it's a question, but say with head and mind. Yeah, mind. It's only the mind that the things. Yeah, things. Yeah. It's hard things for pumping blood, not being blood. Yeah, blood. How comes that? Heart also loves.
That is the reason why I said you are single, bro. Why? You know, when it comes about the relationship, man, here we have a rich challenge. The time is for Mrs. I don't want to say too much for studying language. What do you think about? We have two questions. You have two questions on the paper, please. And the time is not outside. You have two questions. Mr. Elam say, what do you think about people who say that I love you with my mind or my head, not my heart? And about Mr. Sham who said that he said that heart is for pumping blood, not how come you collapse. So I think you can help us in like use a possible minimum in.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I'd like to say that don't joke when you are about to love or when you are talking about love. Because even if you take it as common thing, but can put you in dark or light for the rest of your life. That's why I have loved to be on one of this of this topic, but I was surprised by the way you take it as a joke. It's not a joke. The more you grow up, you see how serious this is. When you are talking like the heart is supposed to pump the blood. My brother, one day your heart. So first of all, when someone tells you, "I love you with my brain, but not my heart," leave him alone. He needs his space. He's not ready for what he's saying. He's just joking. I'd like to tell the ladies in the house we are only three, but we can be ambassadors of others. Girls, we are the most who get hurt in relationship. We are the victim most of the time. So I want to tell you, be serious when you're in love. It's okay to get hurt because love fights. That's true. But even if you fight, know that you are fighting for a reason. Don't let the guy come to you without any purpose, without showing you the plan of the love we're going to be through. It says, let's be in relationship from where to where. I'd like to say that love is the project. As Sham has said, he is now studying and he don't want to mix it. I love that. Maybe when he gets in a relationship, he also say, I'm in love with Melanda, I don't want to mix her with this one else. So love is the project. If a person is coming to love you and is not showing you the action plan of your love, hey, there is another
So we are trying to connect the piece because it is going to.
I will tell you, love is the project. When someone is not showing you the action plan of the love, leave him. Because love without purpose always gets hurt. So when person is coming like, I love you in my brain, but not in my heart, you say, okay, take your space, go prepare your heart and come back. That is the part that. Let me tell you, dear ladies, boys, no is the only vocabulary you ever see. Saying no is the best gift you ever give to yourself. When you see something is not completing your goal and vision, say no before. Don't say no in the middle or at the final, say no before. When a guy is coming and you see he's not okay, when you are about me, I have a fiancé. I'm not on the stage of relationship. But when you have, they're like, more I break it from the time and the face. But let me tell you, when someone is coming to you, and or when you can even see in your relationship, is this person meeting my vision? I have loved what Milanda has said. I'm not coming to be dependent on you. I want to be independent. It's really good to be independent. But when you get married, you are no longer independent. I used to see on TikTok motivation speakers saying, I'm an independent woman. As long as you are a woman, you are dependent. That person, as well as he is to you. He is dependent on you. He is dependent on the children. He is dependent on your family and his family as well. So what I'm saying to this topic is, have your vision. You have where you want to be. I want to pursue my studies. I want to get master's degree, and after I want to open business. I want to do about fashion, and then your soulmate don't even your boyfriend or girlfriend don't even like fashion. First of all, that person is not matching your vision. For example, when you are a singer and you go to date a girl and she don't like singing music, she don't like anything of entertainment, how are you going to conclude? You're wasting your time. So look the person who fits you, who come in the face and fits you.